So welcome back to the channel. Today I would like to thank you first of all because we are many new on the channel, new subscribers, so welcome. And to those who are back, welcome again. This is a reading update. I'm going to talk about what I read and a few things what I play or game at the moment. Um, Always from a storytelling perspective. I also have this new studio environment for you here. Very simple, a table with a few things that is dear to me when it comes to sci-fi mythology and spirituality and also other things like tea here. I'm drinking black tea at the moment, so I hope you go get a cup of tea, maybe pause the video and then come back because this will be a little longer video than I used to record. If there is a sound in the background, maybe that's good for the algorithm, who knows. It's because the fire alarm is out of battery, so it's no fire in the house, so but it might sound a bit. So I tried to fix that. So I actually did a recording earlier. I had to stop that one, and this is take two. So we'll come back to take two. And what have I read the last month? I've read Shogun. Not finished it. I'm buddy reading this with Rick, and that is one of the main points with this channel. It's to connect with you. So beyond metrics of likes and also subscribes, even if I want to have that, of course, we'll do. But the human connection is more important. I learned to know a few people through the channel. I'm looking forward to know more. We are reading this. We are reading approximately plus 100 pages at a time. We're going to have a session within 2 weeks, and we also have the idea to record something about this book. This is about feudal Japan. It's about Blackthorn, who comes to Japan. He's a pilot. He comes there with his crew for a number of reasons that is might be spoilerish. He connects to the feudal lord, the, who is ruling where he arrives to. There are also Christians, there are Portuguese, especially so Catholics, and he's a Protestant. So he's drawn into a power struggle about who rules feudal Japan. Japan is in turmoil. There's a power vacuum, you could say. And within this framework, he's a total stranger, has to build his own identity, his own group, his own clan, so to speak. He also has to relate to the fact that the Catholics are there and there are conflicts between Catholics and Protestants in Europe at that time, which is played out in this book. The book is very good written. Obviously not fantasy, but there are many fantasy elements like, of course, warfare, and we have the Soli culture. We have the spirituality, of course, that exists in Japan. We have Christianity, but also the original Japanese religion, Shinto, that we get to meet. We also have the fact that they are drinking tea a lot and so on. So a lot of good things and very exciting to read together with Rick. We explore different things, of course, and together with that we build a better picture to present to you later. I also read The Witcher, as some of you know, Tower of Swallows. I've read the first books in the Witcher saga quite quickly. It's the short novels, two of them, Sword of Destiny, Last Wish, and also then the books. And now I'm at Tower of Swallows. There's only one book left in the traditional Witcher saga. I'm enjoying it a lot. I've been taking a break a bit because it's very grim dark. It's not like that in the beginning. I think many of you can't imagine that it can become grim dark or at least grittier. But one of the main protagonists, Ciri, has a tough time in this book. And at the moment I have a quite good life, and I can read grimdark when I have a good life too. But it wasn't just up to all the grittiness that is occurring here, and it's very tragic and grimdark stories we face here. And this is a fantasy, of course. It's somewhere between Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, and um, the Lord of the Rings feeling is the mythology, of course, and also the actually languages, I would say, different languages. But we also have the fact that there are kind of fellowship here, a bit dysfunctional and very non-tropy fellowship, though, if we compare it to Tolkien. But then we have the Game of Thrones aspect with rivaling kingdoms and power struggles, and people are used as pawns in the game, and that is something that is very interesting, but complicates the book a bit. I think it makes the book better, but if you start to read this and think this is a kind of light fantasy, you are wrong. It's quite complicated, and Sapkowski is a great writer, writing effectively gritty and also humorous. So if you haven't started Witcher, please do. It's great, and it has the overlap with the video game Witcher 3, which is interesting since I'm into storytelling video games as well. I have this idea of reading epic classic fantasy at the moment, and I actually started with Bound and Broken series by Ryan Coyle, enjoying that. I will talk about it just in a sec. But got caught by Wheel of Time and the first book, Eye of the World, which I've been reviewing on the channel during last week, and now I'm reading The Great Hunt, 30% in, and I really enjoy The Great Hunt and The Wheel of Time. It might feel like a copycat of Tolkien, especially the first book, but it's not like that. Everything is much more layered personalities, more complex characters, more complex plot lines, more reluctant heroes. I would say it's greater world building. Then I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan since childhood, but it lacks in mythology. If we compare it with Lord of the Rings, but still very, very good. I enjoy it. It's kind of a cozy fantasy, not grimdark, but the world is quite grim. I understand it as Robert Jordan has the background of being a soldier in the Vietnam War. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Tolkien had the experience of being soldier too, so I think you can get that kind of ideas here. People who write fantasy that stems from their experiences make great fantasy. Let's say Erickson with Malasa Book of the Fallen and Ian C. Esselmont, which have their archaeological background, for example. Of Darkness and Light, Ryan Coyle. I've read the first one, Of Blood and Fire, reviewed here on the channel. 2 videos about his book you can find here. Just started and want to maybe develop more about the book later. It's a classic epic fantasy where the main protagonist, Kaelan, is to his surprise something called a Dralade. He has a kind of dragon spirit within him, dragon bound, I think it's called, dragon spirit within himself. He doesn't know about that, but those who are searching for him know that, and then he has a destiny, something to prophecy to fulfill. It reminds a lot about Wheel of Time and to the extent Lord of the Rings, but it also reminds about the games Dragon Age and Skyrim. So I will wait to compare this too much with the other 2 books, Lord of the Rings and The Wheel of Time, but I will do a comparison video later. I think it's good. I really enjoy it. It has maybe heavier mythology than Wheel of Time, and but it's like it's a grim, dark world with I think quite good characters in it. So it would be interesting to follow. And also the story of Coyle is interesting because he's been self-publishing but becoming more and more famous now. That's fun, I think. Before we move on to other things like sci-fi, I just want to tell you I'm playing Pathfinder, Owlcat CRPG. You are a group of adventurers, and you are the main protagonist, but you are taking part in a competition initially. Who is going to be the Baron of the Stolen Lands? And during this competition, things happen that draws you into a great adventure. It's a long game, I think 50, 60 hours. I've been playing this for a while now. Just wanted to show you this one. If you want to have the feeling like being a fellowship on an adventure, like in Lord of the Rings or in Wheel of Time, for example, I think this one is great to do that with. It's quite a cozy. It's some say difficult gameplay, but you can play on story mode. I haven't experienced it as difficult. And it's very colorful and very beautiful. So check it up on YouTube if you haven't. See if it's something for you. I'm also playing the Crimson Desert. Lack in the story department, many feel, but I think it's good enough for me. This is an explorational fantasy. So it's a huge map. If you have time to wait, I will show you the map before I end the video. You belong to clan Greymans, who has been scattered and in conflict with another clan, Bear Clan. You have to gather your tribe to save the Well, the world you're in. That's basically the story, and the game has a lot of elements from other video games like Zelda, for example, Witcher, and so on. It's like a mix of all fantasy games, many of them. It's very, very beautiful. It's a great way to explore fantasy sites, and fantasy vistas. So I would urge you to try that one out if you want to get a picture of what you are reading from time to time. I have this sci-fi readings as I'm doing right now. I'm mostly into Gene Wolfe's Claude the Conciliator, almost done. Things happen, things take time. I have the project of reading Sanity series. I'm halfway into, I think, almost in the end actually, of the Kingdoms of Death. Enjoying that, but actually this fourth book is a bit depressing, I would say. Adrian Marlowe, the main protagonist from the Empire, who initially wanted to make peace with Yeltsin and break away from family traditions, has done that, but has been caught now in a web of problems, I would say. Things has not turned out so easy, and he's in this book he's working in connection to the emperor. So taking a break from this one, we'll retake it within a month, I think, to get the feeling back. And then I have reading The Expanse, which is kind of light, very entertaining fantasy. Mostly reading it because it's an Amazon TV show, or was, and it will also be a video game. I think the beta testing is out now for those game creators who work with that. The game will be released next year, I think. So if you want something lighter than Gene Wolfe, which is a intellectually heavy sci-fi, which has a lot of inspiration given to Rookie, who's written the Sanity series, this one is more of just pure entertainment, not so deep, and a very good casual weekly book that you can have if you want to have more in-depth reading. So that is some thoughts on what I do and what I read. And of course, you're welcome to add things to the studio table. Please comment on lighting and sound and so on. I will show you the map. Actually, it was one of you who wanted me to display some fantasy maps, maybe in the background or somehow in this room. So this is, I will do like this. This is the map of the Crimson Desert. So an idea is to have that. Who knows? If you like this video, please like and subscribe, of course. If you think you have a lot of things to watch here, there are author interviews and there are book reflections, game reflections, and so on, but always from a storytelling perspective. There are spiritual videos as well on advice on spiritual books. So I hope to see you next time. I hope you enjoy this April update, and take care. See you. Bye.